Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video. It is Tuesday morning. Yesterday I was just finishing off last week's tutorial, but that's all finished now, so I'm back to work on Equilinox today. And this week I'm hoping to finish off the breeding system and maybe make a start on the new tasks and achievements system. So this week on Thursday I'm going to be releasing the game to the Patreon supporters, so over the next couple of days I'm just going to be tidying up the game and making sure that it's in a good state to be released, and I've just made a quick list of all of the things that I need to fix or change before Thursday. This morning I've just been fixing a few bugs, and I also created this new switch GUI which you can click on to switch on or off, and this is going to be used for the selective breeding system. And you can see here, this is the switch icon which I created this morning, and it's just a mixture of 4 images. To start off the afternoon, I've just been taking a little break from programming, and instead I've been creating this new model for the game, which is, as you can hopefully tell, a fox. And I'm going to be adding this in as a new entity pretty soon, but for now I need to get back to work on the selective breeding system. I've been doing some more work on the selective breeding system this afternoon, so that new switch in the GUIs now allows you to activate the breeding boost for a particular animal or plant, and when you do that it increases significantly the chances of that animal or plant breeding and therefore passing on its traits and behaviours to its offspring. And so over here you can see that I've been using that system to selectively breed some pink sheep. So I've just been trying something new with the breeding trees, which is to not show species that haven't been unlocked yet and to have them just appear as question marks. So in green you can see the species that have been unlocked and that are already in the world. You can also see their children, just so that you know how you can breed the next stage down in the tree, but everything else just appears as question marks and you can't click on them or get any info about those species until you've unlocked their parents. So I'm not sure if this is actually going to be the system that I stick with. I might end up going back to the old system where you can just see all of the species in the tree, but I thought I would try this out and see how it works and see if I like it. To finish off today, I've been tidying up some of the code to do with entity traits and how they vary slightly when they get passed on to offspring during reproducing, but I'm going to stop now because I'm going out with some friends to a Korean restaurant for dinner. It is 8:20 on Thursday morning. Yesterday I had a few other things to get done, so I didn't really make any progress on the game, but today I'm going to be cleaning everything up and hopefully adding in a final few things into the game before I release it to the Patreon supporters this evening. First thing on the to-do list today is to get the new fox into the game, so you can see that I've been working on the icon here, and also I've created a new baby version for the fox, and I'm just about to do all the settings and add the components to the entity and then get him loaded up into the game. So as you can see, I have now added the new fox entity into the game and it's looking pretty cute. Also you can see that it's just using the same AI as the rats at the moment, but obviously that is just a placeholder and they will of course have their own AI in the future. Just been making a few rock related updates before I stop for lunch today, so if you now go into a new world you'll see that you start off with a few rocks in your inventory because there's actually no other way to get rocks in the game at the moment. And also if you click on a rock and go into the rock's species information GUI, not that the rock is a species, you can see that there's no longer any options for breeding trees because obviously the rock can't breed. To finish off the morning, I've just been working on this month's release notes for Equilinox, and now I'm stopping for my usual lunchtime salad. A couple more little updates this afternoon. So firstly, I've made sure that the species information GUI now closes automatically when you click on another tab in the toolbar, and I've also now split the breeding tree into 2 different breeding trees, one for the plants and one for the animals, just to make things a little bit more interesting for now. Just been tidying up a few final things before I release to the Patreon supporters this evening. So firstly, I've been making sure that all of the species have breeding requirements, which you can see here. At the moment they just use the test trait, obviously that's a placeholder, but you can at least actually selectively breed them at the moment. Also any species that haven't yet been bred say undiscovered in their pop-up, and I'm just about to implement a feature which will give you some bonus DP whenever you breed a species for the first time. And lastly, I've just been doing some stuff to do with the spreading of biomes, so now when I place this tree somewhere else, you'll see that it spreads the grassy biome around it, which it wasn't doing before. So it is 8:30 in the evening, the release notes are done, the game is ready, and I've made the Patreon posts, so I'm all ready to release to the Patreon supporters now, and hopefully there won't be too many bugs, so that, fingers crossed, I can take the rest of the evening off. It is Friday morning, as you can see, another beautiful sunny day here in Berlin, and today I'm going to be pushing on and starting work on the final two big systems in Equilinox, which are the task system and the bonus shop. It is coming up to lunchtime and it's been a pretty relaxing morning so far. I've just been working on planning out how the task system is going to interact with the shops, because the tasks are going to be able to unlock items in the shops. And I've also started work on the bonus shop, which basically uses a lot of code from the other shop, so it wasn't too much work, and I've been testing it out here with a test item, which is a sheep, but that's all working fine, so that's all good. And also there was one problem with the release of Equilinox last night that someone mentioned, to do with the batch rendering system once again, so I'm probably going to have another look at that, which is a bit annoying. But apart from that, it's been a pretty good morning, and I'm just about to go for lunch in the park with some friends now. This afternoon I've been tidying up a lot of the shop code, and the shop item interface is now a lot cleaner. I've removed a lot of redundant code and made it all a bit nicer. And also I've been planning out the task system in a bit more detail, and I'm just about to start implementing that in the code now. So all afternoon today I've been working on implementing the backend side of the new task system, and you can see here that I've got a reward and a task class, and I've also set up a test reward and a test task to test out this system. Also, I've connected up the tasks with the shops so that the rewards of the tasks can actually unlock items in the shop, and I can give you an example of that here. So in the bonuses shop, you can see that there's an item that is currently locked, so you can't buy it, and to unlock this item we have to complete a task. So in the tasks GUI, which obviously I haven't done any work on yet, you can see this blue square here. This represents a task that has been completed, but it hasn't had the reward collected. So to finish the task and to collect the rewards, I can click on this blue square, which as you can see turns it green to indicate that it's been completed. And also you might have noticed that I got a DP bonus for that. And if we go back into the bonus shop, you can see that that item has now been unlocked and I can now buy it. It is coming up to 11 o'clock in the evening now, and I'm just finishing off the day with a bit of editing for this week's behind the scenes devlog video. But I'm going to stop now. I need to water the flowers because I forgot to do that earlier, and once I've done that I'm going to get to bed. So it is Saturday, and today I've mainly just been editing together this week's behind the scenes devlog video, but also I've been doing a little bit of work planning out the design for the task GUIs. But that is pretty much going to be it for this week. I just wanted to mention that next week's devlog is also going to be a behind the scenes devlog, just because next week is going to be a pretty busy week for me, and these behind the scenes devlogs are slightly quicker for me to create, so it will just give me a bit more time to work on Equilinox. But after that I'll go back to alternating between the usual devlogs and these behind the scenes ones. Also, I just need to give a shout out to the top Patreon supporters from last month, who were Crazy Rusky, Jerry Bradshaw, Crazy Red, Danny D and Benjamin Fuller, so a huge thank you to you guys. But yeah, that is it for this week. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.